Good morning, seniors. So this morning I'm starting off with a little Jill Scott. So, over the weekend, good morning. Over the weekend, I must say my highlight of the weekend, of my quarantine weekend, was watching the Jill Scott Erykah Badu versus battle. I'm sure, your the older people in your family were probably tuned in, unless you have an old soul and you care and you like Miss Badu and Miss Jill Scott. But I thoroughly enjoyed that, and one of my favorite songs of Jill's is Blessed, and she's like, woke up in the morning feeling fresh to death. I'm so blessed, So I feel like every morning, um, that we're allowed to wake up. We are fortunate, we are blessed, we are among the living, whatever you believe in. Because over the weekend, we lost quite a few people. Music producer Andre Harrell, who's responsible for P. Diddy's career and the career of so many people during the 1990s, and the music. He kind of changed the way we listen to R&B music now. Rock and roll legend. Oh my gosh, Little Richard, way before both of our times, but he definitely influenced music, and a couple other people died. I know Ben Stiller's mom, actor Ben Stiller's dad. His mom already passed. His dad died this morning. So if we got up this morning, if we are here, we are blessed. So today is Monday, May 11th. Make sure you guys head to Miss Hamilton's Instagram page. It is her birthday. Shout her out, make her feel good, flood her story, and send her happy birthday wishes on today. Over the weekend, I hope you guys got a chance to shower your mothers, the mother figures in your life, aunties, whoever, with the love that they deserve every day. But Mother's Day weekend, Mother's Day is the day designed or set aside for us to give them love. Thank you to all of you who took time out of your day to wish me a happy Mother's Day. I greatly appreciate it. It was very sweet of you. So we are into our week. Couple big things are happening this week. One, I'm dropping the final project. Well, the beginning of the final project. We're going to do some small activities that are going to build up to one big one. There's still no word back from Superintendent Leon about if we will be able to exempt certain people from finals. As soon as I find out, I will let you know. I'll keep you posted. So just know, if your grade is shaky, like if you didn't pass the midterm and your grades have not been that great, I would not expect to be exempt from the final project. It's not an exam. We're doing a project. So it really is what you make it, and you could get an A+ for the final project. The final project, which will go in your final grade column, and it could really boost up your GPA. So it can definitely be a good thing. So that's one big thing that's happening this week. The second thing, AP Lit. Wednesday is the day at 2:00. We take our exam. Today we have a meeting at 2:00. Really quickly, it's slated for an hour, but we probably only need to meet for like 30 minutes. I just want to go over some things today in terms of the exam. Then we will meet again tomorrow to go over some things in terms of the exam, answer any final questions, review any of the work we've done that you guys kind of need clarity on, and just kind of give you some last minute tips to take the test on Wednesday. So that's AP Lit. My hair is like shedding. It's rubbing on my skin. Feels weird. Anywho, so that's what's going on this week. At some point this week, myself and 3 seniors will be meeting virtually with Superintendent Leon, and we will hear what is scheduled for graduation. I'm just going to be honest. It will probably be a virtual situation, just because the governor sent us all an email over the weekend in terms of planning, because the state and everything is closed. And well, no, the state's not closed through to June. The schools are closed through to June 30th. Um, and anything we want to do, I think in person would have to be after June 30th. So since our graduation date is now June 18th, a couple days earlier, yay. It may be a virtual. I don't know definitively, but just based on what I read this weekend from NJ.com and the statement put out from the governor, that's likely what's going to happen. So I just wanted to, kind of brace you guys for that. But who knows? Who knows? But we'll be celebrating something. We'll be doing something. So that's awesome. So yeah. So let me jump in really quickly to kind of explain, because you guys don't like to read, and that's not good. You should read before you guys ask me questions. You should read, and then if you still don't understand, then ask me a question. You guys just aren't reading sometimes, and then ask me, or you're not watching the whole video and actually listening, and then you ask me to repeat something that I already said. But I digress. So here's the directions for this week. So our project is a decades project. We're going to look back over the last 10 years, from 2010 to 2020. And we're going to look at different facets or different parts of the decade. So this week we're focusing on sports and music. So I've attached some articles about sports and music in the past decade. You can read these articles as your research, or you can find others that better suit you. So while you're looking through these articles, you have to think about the following. What do you want to say about this topic, the topic of sports and music from 2010 to 2020? What interests you? What do you want to talk about? So this is when you let your things you care about kind of shine through. What burning questions do you want to research about music and sports in the past decade that you want an answer to in your project? One of the things, sidebar, I've been completely obsessed with, and if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Next Sunday is the last Sunday, is Michael Jordan's The Last Dance, about the 1990 Chicago Bulls. I love Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is like my favorite basketball player of all time. I think LeBron James might be exceeding him, but because that was when I was a teenager, I was in high school or preteen, that was my time, and Michael Jordan was it. Rewatching The Last Dance has reminded me of like how awesome he was, and it also kind of showed me how dope LeBron James is, but that's a conversation for another day. So, but the reason why I thought about that is watching something like that, even though that was written, I mean, that's not about this decade you guys are researching. Something like that could give you insight and can spark a question about sports and sports figures in a decade. For example, while watching the documentary, I kept thinking like the defense was different. If you don't speak basketball, then I'm sorry, but stick with me. The defense was different. Back in Michael Jordan's day, it was man on man, so 1-to-1 defense. So he could like shake you up, dunk people, and make that one person look bad. Now it's a zone defense. So it's not as easy for superstars like Steph Curry or like your Kobe Bryant or like your LeBron James to score as much, because they're playing a zone. They're not playing a man. So it's like more people coming to defend them, as opposed to the one person. So it makes it a little harder. So that made me think, I wonder if you would have put a Michael Jordan, and he kind of said this himself, but it still made me think about it. If you put him in today's NBA with the level of players, because it was the sportsmanship now and the athleticism now is just like, it's ridiculous. The league full of Michael Jordans. Would he survive? Would he be as great? Would he have made as much of an impact? So that's my question, that I would start researching. I could watch videos. I could watch sports interviews and debates. I could read articles. I could watch live footage from games posted on YouTube or whatever, as the way to formulate my opinion. This is your opinion based on your research. So that was just a little sidebar example, because we're talking about sports and music this week. So after looking through the articles and video, I did not post any video links, but you could simply Google, and it'll give you any programs, any shows, anything you want to see over the last decade. So here's what you're going to do with the articles. This is what you're going to do this week that's actually due. So this part of the project is your research. So you're researching, you're gathering evidence. So the evidence that you give me, that you provide me with, at the end, you're going to make some kind of a presentation a PowerPoint slideshow, a video, where you can set it up like a vlog where you're just talking me through it with points. You can do an iMovie, like whatever you want to do to kind of culminate your final presentation. It's up to you. So you're going to tell me which articles, videos you'll be using. So you have to paste the links into it. So you're opening another document. You're not going to write or manipulate in this document. If you plan to interview someone, which you can interview people who are older than you that have lived through the decade, have a different perspective. I need to know who they are, why you think they're a good source, good person to interview. You have to come up with 3 questions for each topic. So 3 questions to research for music, 3 questions to research for sports. Here's an example. Was LeBron James the best basketball player of the decade? That would be a question that I would want to research, right? For music, did Beyonce revolutionize the amount of control an artist can have over marketing their brand? That would be a question I would have for music. And those 2 questions are something that I wonder about, and I think the answer is yes. So now I'm going to find research to prove yes, because it's my opinion. But if you're not finding any research to support your thinking, then maybe you need to ask a different question. That's another thing. So after you're going to answer your 3 questions with the research you found. I'm not asking for you to do anything long. You'll do just a simple, quick. So for my LeBron question, yes, LeBron was the player of the decade. Here's why. I'm going to drop 3 quotes or 3 resources. Just you're gathering evidence. So I know that these are the things that support my thinking. When I go through the final, I'm going to pull them and present them. I hope that makes sense. Here's a note. If you find it hard, and I just said this, to answer your question, then it is not a good question. Try again. Also, let the questions come to you organically. Read the articles, watch the videos, and then as you're watching, see what questions pop into your mind and make you really wonder. So as you're generically and organically going through this process, what interests you? What questions do you have? What do you start thinking about when you're watching these things, and go with it. Go with that thought. So just an FYI for my AP Lit kids, you guys won't have to start this until Friday because we have the exam. But everyone else, we start today. Please feel free to ask me any questions. This is not something that I'm trying to stump or challenge you with. I really want you guys to have fun. I'm really curious and excited to see what you think, what you're choosing to research and think about the past decade. And you're absolutely going to have a different perspective. Because while you guys have lived the past decade, you were 10 years old when it started. And you finished as a young adult with a different mindset, with a different outlook on life, with different experiences. So you may have felt passionately about something before, and your thinking may have changed, may have evolved. So have fun with this. Please ask me any questions. Feel free to reach out. I am available all day if you need me, except for at 2:00, I have a meeting with my AP Lit kids. So last but not least, this was kind of long because I wanted to go through the project. Here's my thought for today. Ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you will do it. 3 key things there, right? Your ability. We're all able to do something. We're capable of doing great things, right? Our motivation, how motivated we are, is what keeps us, what determines how much we do. But our attitude about how we approach things, we can't look at that's too, I ain't doing that. No. Approach it, I could do this. And then you will do it. And then you'll do it well. You'll do it the best to your ability, right? But not doing it, just straight checking out, you'll never reach your full potential, and you never realize what you're capable of. Have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy your view. It's raining, but the rain is needed. From rain, things grow. Talk to you guys later, guys.